Okay, today I'd like to talk about how to use the Ohio State University Library's Research Databases list. So, as you can see, I'm on the library homepage right now. You want to go to the Links section up here and click on Research Databases list. Okay, here we are. Now, you can see that it has many categories of research databases, many subjects, and if you want to, you can click on the particular subject you want to click on and find research databases in there. But I find it's also very useful just to start off with a particular research database called Academic Search Complete. And you could also search for it here in the A's if you like, but let's go to that. And looks like we need to go click one more time to get to it. And here we are. All right. So based on a conversation I had with one of the students last week, what if I look for art history? Now that gives me, wow, 64,000 articles, and that's a bit too big. So we're going to narrow that a bit. Looks like I need to move this a little bit so we can see what we're doing here. Okay, so you can see we'll be using some of these areas over here. Okay, so too many to search through. I'm going to narrow the search to art history. Right now this is getting things that are about art and things that are about history, but maybe not about art history. So if I put it in quotation marks, it'll find just art history. And now it's about 8,000 or 9,000 results. So much narrower, but still too many to reasonably look through right now. So I'm going to narrow it a bit more. Chinese art history. 152 articles. Okay, so now that's much more reasonable. If I were doing a dissertation, I could probably read through all of these. However, for a shorter research paper, this is still a bit too much to look through. So at this point, I'm going to start browsing through here and seeing if there are certain articles that sound interesting. Okay, cannibalism. Cannibalism is the act of eating members of your own species. So in the case of humans, it's humans eating humans. So cannibalism, capitalism, and the cross-cultural politics of eating people. Well, that sounds like something I'm just going to have to look at. So if you click on it, it brings you to a page with the information about this article, the title, all the bibliographic information, the author, keywords, and even an abstract. So I can read the abstract here. It's cut off because I didn't make my window big enough here, but we can see that it's about something that is a disturbing, sensational, and provocative work in Chinese art history. Zhu Yu's Eating People. So apparently eating people is a specific work of art. All right, well, I'm going to go beyond the bounds of the window here and go back. And let's look some more. Confucian, all right. Japan. Chinese ceramics. Scroll painting. What if I looked at scroll painting? Three. Wow, well, I have narrowed the search so much now that it's a little bit too narrow. because we want about 4 or 5 sources to put in the annotated bibliography. So if instead of just scroll painting, I made it any painting, what would that do? Okay, so that could work too. Another term I found when I did this search earlier was Buddhist, and that proved to give some interesting sources. 8. Now, hey, that could actually work pretty well. You could read all 8 of the articles if you wanted to, and it looks like these are about Buddhist cave shrines. Cave 61. And Buddhism, Islam, cave shrine. Yeah. So, I think we have a pretty good narrowing down here. So, notice over here that 6 of these are from academic journals. 1 is from a magazine, 1 is from a newspaper. Let's focus just on the academic journals for now. If you want to look at the magazine article later on, which is this, you can, but these are going to be more useful for, scholarly writing. Okay, so here are those 6 articles. Now, if you click on these, you can find the information again, but let's just assume that you know what you want, that you want one. So I'm going to move the window here a little bit so you can see these useful icons. Here you can actually download the text as HTML or PDF, or if it's not available either of these ways, you can try to find it through another library. For now, I'm going to click plus. And actually, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to click on the article here. And I'm going to move the window over so we can see our options here. We're going to add it to a folder. Okay. And now we'll move back. And we'll add this other one to the folder. So over here, add to folder. Good. And let's get one more article. Okay, Buddhist cave shrine. And we'll move our window there and add it to the folder. Okay, now, at this point, you can export your bibliography. So let's look at what the export manager can do. You have some choices for how you would like to export it, depending on if you want it in XML format or generic bibliographic management software. This way you can import it into whatever software you like, whether it's Mendeley or Biblioscape or something else. Or what I'm going to do is directly export it to RefWorks. RefWorks is some bibliographic management software provided by Ohio State University. You can, if you don't already use some bibliographic software, I recommend this. It will be useful to you for the entire time you're at Ohio State. So I'll hit save. And then I have to log into the RefWorks account. And so that brings us to the end of this video. In the next video, I will explain how to create a RefWorks account, and then we will see how we can export our bibliography into RefWorks.